Hi, I'm Tricia McCannon and welcome to Galactic Awakening. This is the first in a series of short YouTube videos about the incredible changes that are going on all over our planet today. Changes that are affecting each and every one of the people that are living on planet Earth and that most people don't know a whole lot about. Most of us, of course, have heard about the Mayan calendar, but what is it and how does it affect us at a personal level? How is it going to affect the entire planet? And what was the December 21st, 2012 date actually about? This series of short videos is actually a precursor to a much longer series that I hope to present as webinars. Last summer I wound up teaching 27 hours about the Galactic Awakening because it's something that actually spans the disciplines of geology and astronomy and science and physics and quantum physics, consciousness, prophecy, the mysteries of the ancient past, and what the sages have told us to prepare for, the emergence of what's called the fifth root race, or a group of beings that I call Homo Luminous, which is really our next step in human and spiritual evolution on this planet. It also is connected with the appearance of the planet Nibiru in our skies, pole shifts. Literally, the shifting of the magnetic field has already happened, having moved some 9 degrees towards Siberia, and we're certainly not done. So it's a very large subject, and this is one of the reasons why I wound up teaching such a vast class on it. So with any luck, if you're tuning into this YouTube video or some of the others, you'll get a chance to go to my website at www.triciamccannonspeaks.com, or just email me and I'll let you know when the webinars are. And the email is, of course, triciamccannonspeaks@yahoo.com. So feel free to follow up on that. So today, in this introduction, we basically want to talk about some of the very personal ways that this shift can be affecting people. Because it actually is, we're talking about a 26,000 year precession of the equinox, which is something that the ancients called the Great Age. The 26,000 year period of time basically has a beginning and it has an ending. And we basically are coming to the end of one 26,000 year great year, which we can sort of look at as a year in high school. We have an opportunity as souls to graduate to a higher realm of consciousness if we're ready, if we're prepared, and if we know how to pass the test. So part of the reason behind my teaching this Galactic Awakening is to remind each of us how to use this time in the healthiest possible way. At a personal level, a lot of people are experiencing dizziness. A lot of people are having interruptions in sleep cycles where they're waking up in the middle of the night and they never had this happen before. I know for me, I've been waking up about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning for about an hour, and then I'm able to go back to sleep. But it's because these streams of energy are literally coming into the planet and affecting the magnets in our brain. Each of us, as human beings, similar to the animals, the dolphins, the whales, the migrating birds, we all have magnets in our brain. And as we move from a position below the galactic horizon, the galaxy being like a flat plate, and this takes 13,000 years, we then begin to cross the galactic horizon. This crossing takes about 900 years. So December 21st of 2012, the famous Mayan calendar date, actually marked the midpoint in the 900 years crossing. So on that particular date, we were exactly 450 years into the 900 years where our solar system would cross the galactic bulge, which is obviously a very big area, and then we would, of course, move above the plane of the galaxy. So this means that when we were below the plane of the galaxy, the magnetics of the planet, the North and South Pole, were a specific way. Now, of course, the magnetics are in the process of actually reversing. And when this happens, it affects our brains and it affects the animals. This is one of the reasons why we've been seeing dolphins and whales beaching themselves and bird migration patterns changing or being very confused. For a lot of us, it affects us in the sense that we wind up having a difficult time with linear thinking. Things are not so linear anymore. In fact, they're in flux. We wind up feeling a little more dizzy, a little more spacey, perhaps a little more creative or intuitive, or even spiritually tuned in. This is actually the proper way to use this energy. When you wake up in the middle of the night and you're having a problem with sleep cycles, write down your dreams. Another way you can use it is to meditate, to use that strange hour that you wake up in the middle of the night to actually sit in silence, to tune in to the inner spiritual realms, and to use it as a portal of transformation and awakening. Another way I see this is affecting a lot of my clients is having emotional issues come up. Long buried issues from your childhood or from your past or even from past lives are actually rising to the surface to be healed. Why is this? Well, certainly if it's graduation time after 26,000 years, it stands to reason that we're being tested to say, what have you learned? And here, once again, is the opportunity to prove it. Have you learned to follow a path of love? Have you learned to balance your power? Are you using your power in a healthy way, a wise way, or are you misusing your power? Or are you not even claiming your power at all? Do you love yourself and not love everybody else? Or do you love everybody else but you've forgotten yourself? You're the last person on your own list. So these are simple questions, but they're profound questions, and they affect all of us. Who have we forgiven and who have we not forgiven? Who do we need to clean up our karma with? And how can we jettison basically the bags of boulders that we've been carrying on either side of us, that if we continue to carry them, we can't move through the doorway or the portal of awakening. So this is some of the ways it's affecting us at a personal level on a day-to-day basis. Of course, as we go through this, we're going to be talking about the mechanics of the pole shift, what that would look like, what the geologic history has been in the past that has shown that, in fact, there have been much earlier civilizations, some of which we know about and some of which remain as only legend, just as Atlantis and Lemuria have been indigenous legends to many people, and yet, we're in the process of just beginning to uncover the evidence. We're also going to be talking about UFOs, the opening of stargates, the presence of extraterrestrial visitors. We're going to be talking about the light codes of ascension and how working with light at a deliberate level can help to free you from a lot of these karmic patterns if you actually will do it. Of course, we have to do it if we're actually going to graduate from Earth School, right? And we're going to talk about the emergence of this fifth root race that I call Homo luminous, or luminous beings of light. So hopefully this is a great start. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope that you'll get a chance to catch some of the other YouTube videos and to tune in to the webinars. Thanks so much.